Good afternoon, students. How are you all? I hope that you all are safe and fine at home. In this COVID-19 pandemic situation, it is not possible to us to come to school. So, we are going to see online, we are going to learn online educations. And before one day, we have seen history lesson number 1, that was sources of history. Now, today we are going to see subject history, lesson number 2, India events after 1960s. What is meant by that? After 1960, which events happened in that centuries, that we are going to see in this lesson. We are going to see the 1960s, the 1970s, the 1980s and the changes after 1991. Which events happens that we are going to see in this lesson. So let's start the lesson. India events after 1960. India became independent in 1947. India accepted the constitutional framework in 1950 and became a sovereign democratic nation. The Indian society is multicultural and people of various languages, religious, ethnicities and castes live together. See, India got independence in 1947. And when we got independence, when India got independence, India accepted that constitutional framework. And according to that framework, when we accepted that constitutional framework, that time we can see multi persons, means there is a diversity in India. We can see everywhere multiplications or different types of peoples, different religions, different festivals. Everyone is staying happily in India. So we can see though all are staying from different religions, but they different castes are like living together, different religions are staying together, different peoples are staying together, and all are enjoying different festivals together. During the initial period after independence, India needed to solve different issues of economic, political and social department. The establishment of planning commissions and expresses the industrialization was the main to achieve economic development. When we got independence everywhere, it was needed to make improvements or to make development maybe in economic, in social and in political, all the things. And because of that, it was required to do industrialization. And because of that, it was required that we have to make development in the economy. And because of that, successful conduct of elections and faith is democratic traditions made it possible for us to achieve political stability. And because of elections and because of faith, it's become possible to us that we can make our Indian level stable. And because of that, it is possible to us to do stability in India. At the same time, several social reforms including policies and programs for the weaker sections of society were sought to be implemented. And because of that, we can see in that time that weaker sections of the society were sought to be implemented. Now, we are going to see 1960s, about the 1960s. In the decade of 1960s, several events occurred which had a huge impact on the political situation in India. And the regions of Goa, Diu, Daman were freed from Portuguese rule and become parts of Indian Federation. And the tensions between India and China on the northern border, which had given rise since 1950, culminated in the war in 1962 between two countries. And the war was fought in the region of McMahon Line. Now we can see Goa, Diu and Daman. It was previously in the it was taken by the Portuguese, and if we will see, we will come to know after 1960s this Goa, Diu and Daman, it was getting freed from the Portuguese rule and they becomes part of Indian Federation. And in that same time we will see that India and China, that border issues was starting from 1950s. And because of that, we can see here that in 1962, there the situation in between India and China, it was like a war. And this war was fought in the region of McMillan Line. After India became independent, Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru led the country. He was the architect of Indian foreign policy. If we will see, after getting independent, Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru led this country and he was the architect of India foreign policy. And he given his contributions to the social and economic development because social and economic development was more important. And because of this, in that timing only, if we will see, we will come to know that Jawaharlal Nehru passed away in 1964 and Lal Bahadur Shastri succeeded him to become the next Prime Minister of India. And because of that, we can see that Lal Bahadur Shastri became next Prime Minister. During his period, India and Pakistan went the war over the Kashmir issues in 1965. And in that time only, we can see the issues in between Pakistan went the issues in between and their situation become critical, and if we will say, we will come to know that India and Pakistan went to war on the Kashmir issues. The Soviet Union tried to mediate between the two countries. Lal Bahadur Shastri gave the slogan Jai Jawan Jai Kisan, and which was highlighted the importance of Indian soldiers and Indian farmers. Now, when Lal Bahadur Shastri came, he was knowing the importance of soldiers and importance of farmer, and because of that, he given the slogan Jai Jawan Jai Kisan. And Lal Bahadur Shastri breathed his last at Tashkent in 1960. In this way, when he was doing work for the soldiers and farmers, when he was giving the slogan for the soldiers and farmers, he took last breath at Tashkent. Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India in 1966. After that, in 1966, Indira Gandhi, she became Prime Minister. And during her tenure, Pakistan oppressive policies in East Pakistan resulted a big movement there. And in that time only, when she was working as a Prime Minister, that time only, East Pakistan, they made some oppressive policies in them, and because of that, the situation became critical. And this movement, it was led in the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his organization Mukti Baghini. His crisis in East Pakistan affected India as well, and become millions of refugees came to India. And because of that, it happened on the East Pakistan, and due to these situations from East Pakistan, many refugees came to the India. Now, what is meant by refugee? Refugee means those peoples are not accepted in their own country. They are shifting on the other places or other countries. It's called as a refugee. So, we have seen that in 1960s we can see here India and Pakistan, India and China war, India and Chin war. Then here only in 1960 we have seen Goa, Daman, it got separated. Then many events happened in 1960s. If you will see in 1970s, now even here Indira Gandhi became Prime Minister. Previous that, if you will see, we will come to know that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he was working as a Prime Minister. Then after Lal Bahadur Shastri, and then after we can see that Indira Gandhi, she was also become as a Prime Minister of India. Now we are going to see about 1970s. In 1971, the war between India and Pakistan led the creation of independent country called Bangladesh. First event in the 1971 that India and Pakistan, they started war between, there was war in between India and Pakistan due to the Bangladesh. They wanted, these people wanted to make separate country, or they wanted to be the creations of the independent country of Bangladesh. And because of that, India's policy to use atomic energy for peaceful purpose. India successfully carried out an underground test of atomic service and at Pokhran in Rajasthan in 1974. India started taking atomic test in Pokhran, Rajasthan at 1974, and in 1975 we can see the people of Sikkim voted to join the Indian Republic and Sikkim became the full-fledged state in the India. During this decade, the political situation in India grew unstable, and the Allahabad High Court gave the verdict in 1974 that Indira Gandhi, the government machinery during the election campaigns. It led to national-wide strikes and protest. If you will see, we will come to know that in 1974, Indira Gandhi, when she was working, she was a prime minister. That time, a Prime Minister had misused the government machinery. That time the Prime Minister had misuse of machineries, and because of that it's become the nationwide strike and disputes among the peoples, and because of that during this period the situation became more complicated with the movement led by Jay Prakash Narayan, and in that time Jay Prakash Narayan, who was working as a leader, he led one movement and it's become a worldwide movement. And because of this situation, law and order it became disconstant. It started disconstance, and because of that, we can see that there was a crisis between the peoples and the prime ministers. And during the turbulent period, the fundamental rights of Indian citizens were suspended. Due to this emergency, the Indian administration became disciplined, but the human rights were restricted. And the period of national emergency lasted from 1975 to 1977, and after that general elections were conducted. We can see the situation was there in 1975 to 1977, but after they started to they started to do disciplines in the country, and after that we can see they conduct general elections after this situation. On the backdrop of emergency, many opposition parties came together and formed party that is called Janata Party. In that time only we can see in 1970s, we can see many different dals or parties came together and established their own party, which is called as a Janata Party. At the same time, we can see there was a Congress party which was led by Indira Gandhi. But Morarji Desai became the Prime Minister, but under the leadership of Janata Party government could last long due to internal differences. Now, here we can see Morarji Desai, he became Prime Minister at the time. Now, previously we have seen that because of misuse of machinery, there was a dispute between Speakers and Prime Minister, and because of the situation that other Janata Party, they came ahead and they win in that elections, and because of that we can see here that from Janata Party that Morarji Desai become Prime Minister, but due to some internal disputes, internal quarrelings, it was not possible that he remained continuously as a leader. Charan Singh succeeded him, but even his government was a short-lived one, and elections were conducted once again in 1980, and the Congress party under the leadership of Indira Gandhi came to the power. Because of inside some disputes, it was not continuously that party, and due to this reason that Indira Gandhi again came on as a Prime Minister and she started his power again. Then after this many events happens in 1970s, and now we are going to see, we have seen in 1970s that many parties like Janata Party, Congress Party, one after once they started to come in the India, and in this 1970s, if you will see, we will come to know that the different prime ministers, and if you will see different parties, we can see that it was organized in 1970s. Now we are going to see about the 1980s. During this decade, the Indian political system faced many new challenges, and six Punjabs demanded independent state of Khalistan. In 1980s, we can see the important peoples, that peoples faced many different challenges, and they were facing different problems. And the Sikhs in Punjab demanded the independent state of Khalistan, and they were started to become this movement aggressively. And for this movement, they started to become violent and destructive. And Pakistan started giving support to these people. And due to this, the Indian army was sent into Golden Temple at Amritsar. And because of this situation, this Indian army they sent into Golden Temple at Amritsar. But at the same time, when they sent in 1984 to the Sikhs in that temple, there were already terrorists. They were hiding themselves in that area. And from that, Sikh bodyguard in Indira Gandhi's personal security assassinated her. At the same time, in Indira Gandhi's personal bodyguard, he assassinated her. And during this period, the organization called United Liberation Front of Assam carried as a major movement in northeast India. Now, right after Indira Gandhi's got died, then after Rajiv Gandhi become as a Prime Minister of India, and he tried to make several reforms in economic. Mostly, he tried to do development in social and economic sections. He was knowing the importance of science and technology, and because of that, he started reformations in between science and technology. At the same time, he was supportive to the Tamil, which belongs to minority. And according to him, he wanted to join Sri Lanka in the Tamil. He wanted to unite these people, but this all work went in vain. And because of that, we can see the Sri Lanka and Tamil people not came together. He faced a lot of criticism in the constant of corruption that took place during the defense equipment deal, and especially the purpose of Langrange Furnace from a foreign company called Bofors. And political corruptions became crucial issues in the general elections that followed, and Congress party was defeated. In that time, we can see there was different disputes and crucial issues, or there was a corruption in between the elections and all, and because of that, Congress party was defeated. Several political parties formed a coalition called Janata Dal, and Vishwanath Pratap Singh became the next Prime Minister. In that timing, we can see different political parties came ahead, which was called as Janata Dal, and then Vishwanath Pratap Singh he became the next Prime Minister of India. Now, he could not continue as a Prime Minister due to internal differences. There were many disputes in between them, and because of that, it was not possible that he become Prime Minister in India. Now, in this way, we can see now the changes after 1991. The year 1991 is held to be very important in the history of the world as well as India. The Soviet Union integrated into several different small countries, and the Cold War came to an end. In India, the government under the leadership of Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao initiated many changes in the Indian economy. That time P.V. Narasimha Rao he made many different changes in our economy, because he was knowing that in that timing it was important in our history that economics development should happen, and for that purpose P.V. Narasimha Rao initiated many changes in the economy. And during this period, Ram Janmabhoomi and Babri Mosque issue at Ayodhya came in the forefront. In that same timing, we can see that Babri Masjid, Ram Ayodhya and Babri Masjid issues came front. And in the elections conducted between 1996 to 1999, no political party got a clear majority to the Lok Sabha, and because of this situation, they not got any majority in the Lok Sabha, and this resulted in three governments in a short span of time. This is led by Prime Ministers Atal Bihari Vajpayee, H.D. Deve Gowda, Inder Kumar Gujral, and in that time we can see three persons which came as Atal Bihari Vajpayee, H.D. Deve Gowda, and Inder Kumar Gujral. It was coming amongst them. But finally, the National Democratic Alliance came in the power, and we can see that Bharatiya Janata Party and Atal Bihari Vajpayee become India's Prime Minister. And Atal Bihari Vajpayee tried to establish a dialogue between Pakistan, but it was not successful. He hoped that India and Pakistan should speak or they should make dialogue in between them, but it was not getting successful. And due to that, India conducted one nuclear test in 1998 and they declared herself as a atomic power. And after 1999, there was another war between India and Pakistan on the Kargil regions over the Kashmir issues, and India defeated Pakistan as well. So, here we are observing 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, the changes after 1991. So, Indian economy, science and technology, then changes in the social field and globalization, which was very required. So, let's see in the next part that Indian economy and further parts. So, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.